Good morning everyone. Welcome again. Today we will discuss topic determinant of operant conditioning. As we all know, we were discussing operant conditioning. So today our topic is determinants of operant conditioning. Operant conditioning can be described as a process that attempts to modify behavior through the use of positive, negative reinforcement. Through operant conditioning, an individual makes association between a particular behavior and a consequence. Example is here given: parents rewarding a child's excellent grade with candy and some other prize. This is an example of reinforcement. You have noted that operant and instrumental conditioning is a form of learning in which behavior is learned, maintained, or changed through its consequences. Such consequences are called reinforcers. Reinforcers is defined as an stimulus or event which increases the probability of the occurrence of a desired response. A reinforcer has numerous features which affect the course and strength of a response. They include its types like positive or negative, number or frequency, quality, superior or inferior, and schedule. Schedule may be continuous or intermittent, partial. So all these features influence the course of operant conditioning. Another factor that influences this type of learning is the nature of response or behavior that is to condition. The interval or length of time that lapses between the occurrence of response and reinforcement also influences operant learning. So this is about reinforcement. So types of reinforcement. Reinforcement may be positive or negative. Positive reinforcement are favorable events and outcomes that are presented after the behavior in situation that reflect positive reinforcement. A response or behavior is strengthened by the addition of something such as praise or direct reward. So positive reinforcers satisfy needs which include food, water, medals, praise, money, status, information. And negative reinforcers involves the removal of an unfavorable events outcomes after the display of behavior. In this situation, a response is strengthened by the removal of something considered unpleasant. So negative reinforcers unpleasant and painful stimulus. Reinforces directly organism to get rid of painful stimulus or avoid and escape from them provide negative reinforcement. So negative reinforcement leads to learning of avoidance, escape responses. For instance, one learns to put on woolen clothes, burn firewood, or use electric heaters to avoid the unpleasant cold weather. One learns to move away from dangerous stimuli because they provide negative reinforcement. It may be noted that negative reinforcement is not punishment. Use of punishment suppresses the response, while a negative reinforcers increases the probability of avoidance and escape response. For instance, co-drivers wear their seat belts to avoid getting injured in case of an accident or to avoid being fined by the traffic police. So in both of these cases of reinforcement, the behavior increases. That's why these are reinforcement. Negative reinforcement is not a punishment. Here is also some more example of positive reinforcement, negative reinforcement. Like you behave in a certain way that results in a reward. As a result, you are more likely to repeat the behavior. In negative reinforcement, you behave in a certain way that results in the removal of something unpleasant. As a result, you are more likely to repeat the behavior. Doing a paper early, in both cases, something happened that you saw as good. As a result, you exhibited the behavior more. In both reinforcement, behavior increases. Next is here about punishment. Punishment, on the other hand, is presentation of an adverse event, an outcome that causes a decrease in behavior. It follows there are two kinds of punishment. So suppresses a response permanently. Mild and delayed punishment has no effect. The stronger the punishment, the more lasting the suppression effect, but it is not permanent. So, in positive punishment, sometimes referred to as punishment by application, involves the presentation of an unfavorable event or outcome in order to weaken the response it follows. And negative punishment, also known as punishment by removal, occur when a favorable event or outcome is removed after a behavior occurs. In both these cases of punishment, the behavior decreases, not increases, decreases. So punishment are consequence that follows a behavior so that you do the behavior less often in future. Punishment can involve adding something, paying a fine, staying after school, or involve removing something you like, losing recess time, leaving your friends. In both cases, adding something or removing something, you perceive it as a bad. As a result, you exhibit the behavior less. Here you can understand the positive reinforcement, negative reinforcement and punishment. In positive reinforcement, presence of pleasant stimuli. In negative, unpleasant stimuli. Absence of unpleasant stimulus, then behavior increases. In punishment, presence of unpleasant stimulus and behavior decreases. So this is about, we have discussed reinforcement and punishment. Next time we will discuss schedules of reinforcement. Thank you.